What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mike Dolce Show. Today we have a great topic, and it was inspired by a viewer, one of our community members. It was inspired by a viewer comment about how do we reduce calories for MMA competition, like when we're cutting weight. How do we reduce calories, and how did we do that specific with a client? Well, this conversation got me thinking of the great Ronda Rousey, in my opinion, the greatest female mixed martial arts fighter of all time. And I can debate that with you, and there's reasons why. Now, the viewer comment, which I will do a whole video on safe calorie reduction for athletic performance as compared to calorie reduction for aesthetic performance. It's the bodybuilder versus the fighter, both at low single-digit percentage body fat. How do we manage that as an elite weight management team? I'm going to do another video on that. But this video is about women. Is it harder for women to lose weight? And just as a little bit of brief context, I used a photo of Ronda Rousey on the cover of this thumbnail, not as clickbait, because I, in fact, worked with Ronda Rousey through the majority of her career when she was winning world titles, and an amazing experience it was, standing shoulder to shoulder by her side, going through these training camps and battles with her and her amazing team. So that being said, I have a lot of experience working with female athletes, not just Ronda, but many female athletes. We work with Lindsay Valenzuela, who took 3rd place in the CrossFit Games and 7th place in the CrossFit Games, right? So we had Ronda Rousey, we have Lindsay Valenzuela. Oh my goodness, we've worked with so many amazing female athletes, the UFC, Jocelyn Jones, Liebarger, Bellator, women's female champion, Julia Budd. So many, just too many to name, but all absolutely amazing. Hundreds personally and hundreds of thousands internationally through our different products and services. We also have a team of registered dietitians who are primarily female and of athletic backgrounds who weighed in on this video, which is great to discuss. So now the issue, is it really harder for women to lose weight? Well, that means women to lose weight versus men. Well, no, absolutely not. But before I give you my specific reasons why, I want to show this supportive scientific study, because we are sciencing over here. This supportive scientific study from, an effect on weight and body fat in men and women. So this was published back in 2012. Now, specifically, and I'm just because this is, and I will link this below so you can please go through and read it and understand it. I'm just going to pull a few points out here as I discuss with you. So what this study found, and they had control groups set up. They had men and women who were exercise only, men and women who were exercise plus diet, men and women who were diet only, and men and women who did nothing. What they found, and let me break this down. Exercisers with the greater increases in pedometer measured steps per day had the greater decreases in weight, body mass index, body fat, and intra-abdominal fat in both men and women. And that's the kicker, in both men and women. So what does this mean? This very simple study right here, what does this mean? It means the individual human who worked harder, who walked more steps, who improved their steps, who was more diligent to their program, were the ones who lost the most amount of total body weight, the ones who reduced their BMI, the ones who lost very specific subcutaneous and visceral body fat. It was the male and female, regardless of gender or sex, that worked the hardest that had the greatest results. Well, now let me jump back over to what I was saying before about using Ronda as an example, but all the female athletes that we've worked with over time. what we found was it makes no difference if an individual is a male or female or non-binary, because we approach weight loss and weight gain and every other aspect of life that you are an individual. You have your own hopes and your own dreams and your own fears and your own anxieties, right? You are unique to yourself. You had a unique upbringing. You have unique external stimuli. You have unique support systems. You have unique biases. So all that being said, you are unique unto yourself. You are an individual. And our belief is, as we have worked over 20 plus years with the world's greatest athletes, getting them on weight, regardless of gender, we approach the athlete, the human, as an individual. And knowing that, we found female athletes to be more compliant to the program than their male counterparts. So I would argue back, as the 4-time world MMA trainer of the year and the most successful weight management coach in the history of combat sports, I would argue that it is actually easier for women to lose weight because the women mentally are more disciplined, more diligent, and more compliant to the program while dealing with a more complex physiological environment than the men do. And that would be the menstrual cycle, which we respectfully call lady time when we speak with our female clients about that. And many female athletes, especially in MMA, that have to cut weight, they miss weight and they blame it on lady time. That angers me because we've never had a female athlete ever miss weight. And the majority of our female athletes seem to always compete during lady time, cutting weight during lady time. And the stress and anxiety of competition can actually speed up the menstrual cycle. There's good data to support that. Our female athletes never missed. They never had to miss. They never had an excuse for missing. They never blamed a known physiological process. They never blamed that because there was never an issue, because we planned for it. We expected it. We assumed it would happen. We calculated it and timed it out and looked at the days. And during training camp, we managed the data to best understand, well, how much do you gain weight? How much weight do you actually gain? When does weight gain start to begin? So the day you actually have lady time, do you start to gain weight 1 day before, 2 days before, 3 days before? Or some women don't gain weight at all statistically. Well, you're aware of the data, you understand it, you manage it, you expect it, and then you prepare for the worst case scenario. That's what we always did. And that's why we were always so successful. So, Victor, I'll answer some quick questions here for those of you who have questions. Thumbs up, Victor. Good to see you. Thank you. Daniel says, Coach, how much cardio is too much cardio? Do you recommend LISS, low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity, 2 times a day if body fat is 26%? Currently doing Living Lean as well. FU. Daniel, I appreciate it. Welcome to the Dolce Diet family following the Living Lean program. Now, when we perform LISS, this is at low intensities, which means we have the high rate of recovery. You can go walk for 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and be relatively recovered 30 minutes, 60 minutes later, right? It's not like I went and did burpees for 30 minutes or 60 minutes. I could be shot for a couple days, or heavy double body weight deadlifts for multiple sets, right? That's going to fry my central nervous system. We can, in general, perform low intensity, steady state cardio much more often than we can high intensity or even moderate intensity. So to answer your question, when I am entering into a body recomposition phase, a fat loss phase, I will start with 1 bout of LISS in the morning, 30 minutes per day, low intensity, ideally while fasted. And I will build that 30 minutes to about 45 minutes. Once I get to 45 minutes of low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity, I will then add 10 minutes after my nighttime meal. and I'll add 10 minutes to 15, and I'll build that up to 30 minutes. Once I have 45 minutes or so in the morning, I'll get up to 30 minutes in the evening, and then I may tack on an additional 10 minutes after my high intensity resistance training, or HIRT training is the acronym for that. So now I have 3 different bouts of low intensity, fat mobilizing cardiovascular activity that I can recover from rather easily. Now, I also know that the HIRT style of training that we do is also very effective in utilizing or burning calories per se, creating calorie deficits, and also metabolizing some of that fat. But what we find is post high intensity resistance training, which is a glycolytic activity utilizing stored glycogen, we actually can create a glycogen deficiency, allowing for greater utilization of stored body fat, which is a semi-fasted state at that point. I hope this is helpful to you. I wanted to go a little bit deeper because, Daniel, that's a great question. And we don't have a ton of questions right now. This is a little later in the day. This is video number 3 today, by the way, and hopefully people pick it up as we continue on. But it was a thought, and I wanted to have the conversation with you and let this video live out there. Charles, thumbs up. Good to see you, Charles. Charlie says, regarding harder for women, I would think that the additional muscle mass on the average man would make it easier than the average women. No, not exactly, but not wrong either, Charlie. And here's what happens, and here's what that study showed if you just jumped in. The individual who is more compliant to the intelligent program, the dietary program, and the exercise program, and what the study said, regardless of gender, male or female, the individual who actually put in more steps lost the most amount of weight, regardless of gender. And there is a level of relativity to the individual. So me being 212 pounds or so with 12% body fat, that's so 88% of lean functional muscle tissue, I have a specific BMR. That would be my basal metabolic rate. A lady who's maybe half my size with double my body fat percentage, she's at 24, I'm at 12. I'm 112 or 212. And I mean, it's not that hard for a lady to be 106, but more like, most of the typical woman would be between 130 and 160 or so. So not quite half my body weight, but considerably smaller, would have an equally lower BMR, basal metabolic rate. But if we both create a caloric deficiency, regardless of our muscle mass, and we both consume high net nutrient food, so we're compliant to the meal plan, we're compliant to the exercise, we will have similar relative results. Now, there's a lot of variables that can come into this equation. Like, do I get enough sleep? Does she get more sleep? Do I have maybe some sort of other health issue? Do I have an inflamed microbiome because I used to drink too much Diet Coca-Cola before I started the weight loss program? All of these little things matter, which goes back to the beginning of the video when I said it's based upon the individual. Male or female doesn't matter to us. It's the individual. So to answer your question, more in depth, Charlie, and to close the loop, it is easier for a man to burn total calories because we have a bigger engine, right? We have a V8, and ladies, generally speaking, because there's some ladies who are powerhouses, but generally speaking, we have a V8 and they have a V6, right? So we can actually exert more power, burn more energy, possibly even go farther, go harder, go farther as a result of that. But it is always relative to the individual is what we found. Boyko says, hey, coach, what would you eat after a 2-hour martial arts workout in order to maintain weight? These martial arts are Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I would eat basically what we always eat. If you're following our 3 weeks to shredded or living lean program down below, everything is there for you, completely built for you, personalized to you. Every ingredient, every recipe, full weekly grocery lists, every workout, set, rep, rest periods, all there for you. That is the DolceDiet.com. If anyone's interested, we have a 20% discount with promo code TRANSFORM. That, and Boyko, I say that because that is built for you by myself and my team of registered dietitians on an amazing platform available on your mobile, on your tablet, on your laptop, right? That's easy. Now, if you're not following our personalized programs, I would suggest you simply eat your healthy, lean, green, and clean meals that we talk about on this channel all the time. You should be following a 4x4 at minimum, which is 4 meals throughout the day. Call them a meal, call them a snack, call them breakfast, lunch, dinner, supper. I don't care what you call them. These are, nutrient ingestions 4 times a day, about 4 hours apart, about the same size. If you're eating like that in short time, you will feel peckish. You will know, like, man, I'm a little tired right now. I didn't quite recover. I need to up my meal size 10%. 10% across the board is pretty dramatic times 4 meals. Hopefully that helps. But to answer, I'm not avoiding the answer. I don't have a specific answer. I don't know what you eat. I don't know what your body mass is. I don't know what your cultural background is. I don't know the style of training that you had, right? So all of this certainly does matter. Now, it's easy to throw 20, 30 grams of a cold processed cross-flow microfiltered whey protein, isolate, bam, you get those aminos in. Maybe you have a little cold pressed beet juice just to get that little bit of sugar dripping into your system, or a ripe banana, or maybe a little bit of white rice and chopped boiled chicken, which is highly, highly digestible. Lots of easy things to drip in there. How does drinking water affect weight loss? My wife doesn't drink too much. Number one is if she's not drinking a lot of water, she is dehydrated. If she's dehydrated, her body is no longer functioning optimally. If her body's not functioning optimally, excuse me a second, I have a dry mouth here. My problem is I often talk too fast because I think faster than I speak. And maybe you guys too, I'd be curious to know, leave comments below. I think in pictures. So a lot of times I see the things in pictures as I'm saying them. And I know other people, there's different ways people see and communicate and visualize and create thoughts and such. So like I have these, like all these pictures floating in my mind as I'm trying to speak as fast as I see them. And I wind up speaking very fast and get a little mumble mouth sometimes. And I apologize for that. But I will say it's because of the passion that I have to present the message to you. But I digress. So, Chaz, I would strongly suggest your wife dramatically start drinking more water. She will feel better. Optimal hydration has drug-like effects. Drug-like effects at just 2% dehydration by total body mass, at just 2% dehydration. If you're 200 pounds and you lose 4 pounds of water through dehydration or through underhydration, which is not drinking enough, visuospatial awareness drops. That's your ability to see and react to movement and distance. Cognitive output drops as much as 30% at just a 2% level of dehydration, which is why we were so specific in not dehydrating our athletes prior to competition. So visuospatial awareness, cognitive performance, cardiac output, kidney filtration, digestion. Think about that at just 2% dehydration. So strongest suggestion to everyone watching and to your wife, Chaz, you must drink the water. You must drink the water. You must drink the water. My own wife drinks about 4 liters of water per day. Right? That's a whole gallon, by the way, guys out there. My Brandy drinks more water than you. And she's probably truly half your size. Get your water intake up. Victor, how do you feel about vegetable supplements like powders and tubs? I'm not a fan. Maybe for the zombie apocalypse. If you got some E3 Live in your freezer and you throw the little scoop in, it's probably not going to do any harm to you. Although it's like the Acorn app that like rounds up to the nearest dollar and throws 17 cents into an investment account for you. The problem is, and Dave Ramsey's done some studies on this, these small little gestures delude you into feeling like you've done more than you actually have. Point is, people will take a vegetable supplement, be like, oh, you know what? I took my vegetable supplement. I don't need to eat vegetables. I don't need to eat as many vegetables because I took my little supplement. That's my problem with them. Not that it's bad. Some are underdosed. Many don't live through the journey, through the digestive system. So it's like it's made and it's okay enough. But soon as you consume and it gets into that, the enzymatic reactions inside your digestive system, it's completely rendered useless. So I would avoid it. Thoughts on moringa? I don't have enough information. I don't really have any experience with it. So unfortunately, I can't give you an honest, intelligent answer. I have no input. Sorry. Do the 3 weeks to shred ever. Stacy Blythe. What's up, Stacy? Good to see you, young lady. Do the 3 weeks to shredded, everyone. What is 3 weeks to shredded? 3 weeks to shredded is simply the most successful, healthy weight management program for the world's greatest athletes in a 20-plus year career with a 100% success rate. And you can actually follow the 3 weeks to shredded program right now, completely personalized and online at thedolcediet.com. We have a link below to start your own 4-week or 12-week program and a 20% discount for anyone who wants to get in the best freaking shape of their life and save some real cash in the process. Plus, I'm here every day to answer your questions and help walk the journey with you. Bradley says, love all the vids, coach. Got fat last year, and now I am back on 3 weeks to shredded. The videos really help to motivate me. It's like hanging out with someone that is very positive life influence. Thank you, Bradley. I appreciate that. That 100% is exactly why I do this and why I'm here right now and why we have these conversations and why we pump out these videos and why I'm trying to even add more videos. This is video number 3 today, 2 videos yesterday, 3 videos today. I got at least 2 videos coming tomorrow. Like I am in 100%. These are all free, easy content pieces for you guys. Hopefully I'm giving you something of value, just something. If I can just provide one thing of value, if I can ting your brain so you're like, that's interesting. Let me research that. Or man, what Dolce said, that sounds awesome. I'm going to try that. Or you know what? I don't know if what he said is accurate. I'm going to research that. I win. You win. Like, that's why I'm here. Like, I want to motivate you to start thinking about this and get your mind around it and get your ass around it, right? I just want you guys to live your freaking best life. Daniel says, I'm a huge fan of Cameron Hanes. I have read that you worked with him on his diet, and living lean will work for me while trying to run long distance and resistance training. Abso-freaking-lutely. We have tons of endurance athletes. We work with the great Cameron Hanes as he was getting ready for one of his 100-mile runs at elevation. Cam is a freaking beast, right? We also worked with Galen Rupp going into the 2016 Olympic Games, where Galen Rupp earned the bronze medal in the marathon for the United States, right? We worked with Dan Cox, Ironman athlete Dan Cox, my good friend, who is my partner on the Dolce way. We worked on that formula together. So we had Dan Cox, Ironman athlete, us over here, the Dolce Diet Nutrition team, and we created the Dolce way, which is, there's links below if you're interested in a high quality whey protein isolate. We have a ton of experience working with endurance athletes, and the Living Lean program is the way to start. That will get you 80, 90% of where you want to go. And we always say the last 10% is the peak. You're not peak. Like once we peak, then the peak is slightly different. The Living Lean program, I don't care if you're running marathons or you're competing in CrossFit or you're fighting in mixed martial arts. You will be strong. You will be lean. You will be energized. You will be healthy. You will be highly recovered. Your digestive system will be great. Your skin will be stronger, right? Everything will be better because you're eating high net nutrient foods in the right proportion at the right time, with amazing recipes. We have over 300 amazing recipes in the program, so your food is delicious, right? So, Daniel, that's my answer. Welcome to the family, my friend. Charles says, great answer. I appreciate that. My best to your wife. And what I did for Brandy, by the way, Brandy doesn't like, I'm this guy, right? Big old gallon of water here. I'll drink it and do my thing and walk on and carry it around. I don't care what people think. Brandy's not like that. She wants like the smaller, like the 16 to 32 ounce bottles. 16 ounce bottles, a little too small. She prefers the 32 ounce bottles. So I go to Costco and buy cases of these 32 ounce bottles. I bought her a few really cool. This is mine, but we have similar. This is a 40-ounce double wall cup. I got a bunch of really cool cups that are like 32-ounce cups at home because we have the water filtration system. And like the little gel covered glass bottle, water bottle that she can fill up, and it's pink. So now she has every reason to have all these cute little female hand friendly devices that like fit in her purse and fit in the holder in her truck and are easily accessible at home in the cabinet, like bottles of water, right? Just she can grab one out of the case. Think about that. If you have so many different access points that are so easy and in line with your lifestyle, well, shit, then it's really easy to drink a lot of water. I did a video a few months ago. My daughters are actually in it. They were here playing in the gym and they kept popping out. It was really cute. But I did a video on optimal hydration that you might want to check the catalog. You click the video tab above this, videos, and it shows your whole catalog of videos. And, you just do the research back. It's on optimal hydration. It's a pretty good one. We talk about that quite a bit. Guys and gals, I appreciate you all for being here. This video did go a little bit longer than I was expecting it to. Thank you guys for jumping in and stopping by. If any of this information was helpful, bam, just throw a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing to this channel. We are dedicated to providing the most honest, actionable, and evidence-based information to dramatically improve your life. That's why we're here. That's what we're here to do. And we want to do that for you. So consider subscribing, but also definitely leave a comment below. Do you have any questions? Maybe I wasn't clear on something. Lord knows that happens all the time. Ask a question below. Do you have a thought like, man, Dolce, it'd be awesome if you told me about this, or the one time I read this one thing about you and your athletes, or I'm struggling in a weight loss plateau and I don't know what I should do, or my buddy said I should do this, but my wife said I should do that. Leave that question below so I can put it into a new video. Great answer. You got it, Sam. Thank you. You got it, Sam. Awesome. Daniel, right on. Thank you. Well, guys and gals, Daniel, any fitness challenge coming up? I'm working on one right now. I'm working on one to time in line with my own fitness challenge. Those of you who don't know, I did a New Year's resolution video, and one of my resolutions is to be at 8% body fat, approximately 200 pounds at 8% body fat by May 1st. That's hard work for a 45-year-old man as I am right now. That's hard work to get down to single-digit body fat percentage in a relatively short period of time. So I'm going to probably, maybe in the next week or so, I'm going to mention it, and it'll be all of February, all of March, and then all of April to end on May 1st with me. It'll be some sort of challenge. And I got a few ideas right now, but I'll let you guys know about it soon, where you can jump onto the journey with me. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for being here. You guys are all absolutely awesome. I will be back tomorrow, and I'm about to go live on Instagram if you guys want to jump on there and speak to our Instagram community. But until next time, boom!